What's up you guys, Sasha here. Now today I want to talk about my plan for how I am planning to make my content marketing business into something that generates some real revenue. Now in September, the month that's just passed, September 2020, my content marketing business altogether made just over $2,200. That's not very much money. That's not gonna make anyone rich. That's not gonna break the bank. But that's because I haven't been working on it full time. This is very much just a few very early stage projects, a few things that have been side hustle type things, sort of like things I was doing on the side for fun. Now I have decided to take these things seriously. I've decided to make them into a business. I released a video where I talked specifically about that element to do with the blog that I'm currently working on. But I wanted to go and talk about just the overall thing and my plan of exactly how I'm planning to make this thing into a serious money generating business in just 12 months. So what I've done here is I've gone and plugged some of the numbers from various other plans, projections, and sheets into an Excel spreadsheet. I'm going to go and show you exactly what these are. I'm going to tell you exactly how I have arrived at some of them. I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to do to go and achieve them. The objective is to make about $93,000 in 12 months by October 2021. If you're interested to see whether that's possible, if you're interested to see whether that's in any way feasible to do, just by yourself, I am not planning to go and make a huge company. I will use other people and resources as applicable, and I will mention all of that. I will show you everything as I go along. But I'm planning to do this sort of the old school way, build a one-man business which uses the resources of other people over time and stuff like that, but isn't making a big behemoth, very expensive company in the process. Let's dive right in. First, I'm going to show you on the screen exactly how much I've been making in September, just so that you can understand the situation as to where this is at. So on Lazy Trips, I've been making $1,700-ish of revenue in September. The reason I'm talking about everything in dollars is pretty much every online source of revenue is measured in dollars, because ad companies are based in the US, audiences are based in the US, various affiliate schemes are all based in the US. So I'm just going to keep it super simple. I'm just going to talk in dollars for the purposes of this. If you're based in the UK, which a lot of my audience is, do your own maths. It's about 1.3. If you're based anywhere else, it's US dollars. Anyway, so about $1,700 for the month of September in terms of ad revenue on Lazy Trips, and that's quite a considerable drop from where it was over the summer. Now, several different things happened. First, there's the overall 2020 effect, and although that has been happening since February or March, depending on which part of the world you're in, it has become a lot worse over the last few weeks, certainly over the last month, because, well, people are heading into the winter and suddenly people are more concerned about the pickup of the pandemic around the world and what that might mean for their businesses. That's certainly going to impact travel. It certainly impacts the way people feel about spending money. The second half is a lot of countries sort of began coming out of the situation, and people were beginning to look forward to traveling somewhere in October, November, maybe in spring. And suddenly there's this whole second wave thing going on. Countries are locking back down, cities are locking back down, states are locking back down. And suddenly the confidence has just dropped. So this number was $500 or $600 more just 2 months ago, and this has collapsed quite considerably since then. Now, the second effect is the post-Labor Day effect, which is the moment Labor Day happens in the US, suddenly traffic to travel websites goes and takes a nosedive. It's going to continue dropping every single month all the way through to December. Typically, from looking at previous data for my website, it was much smaller back then, but generally it bottoms out sort of a week before Christmas. And then the moment people are sitting around being bored on Boxing Day, that's when they go and begin thinking about the new year. That's when they begin making plans for whatever they're going to be doing, and that's when they start going and actually planning and visiting websites and booking things. So that's typically when things pick up. So I'm going to be waiting a few months until that happens. Anyway, the number of sessions dropped as well. The RPM is reasonably high, although at the beginning of October, this number has begun dropping quite considerably. I'm not going to go into the depths of that. There's something to do with the way that ad revenue is spent by quarter, and we're entering a new quarter and there's issues to do with that. Anyway, I'm not going to go there. So the next thing I'm going to show you is my YouTube revenue for the month of September, and that was $435. Now, that's not very much. My YouTube channel is very new. I've only been doing it for just over 6 months, and I got monetized in month 5 5, which was August. I started right at the end of March. And I actually had one video that went really big right at the beginning of August, which helped me earn more money than I probably should have in the month of August. But I still managed to somehow earn more in September than I did in August. So in August, I made $404. And in September, I made $435. These are still very low numbers. I'm hoping that they grow relatively quickly from here to make the investment of time into this worthwhile and to allow me to do more YouTube, because I actually really enjoy doing these videos. I really enjoy the kind of content I'm producing and the way I can help people with it. So hopefully this will all turn into a self-fulfilling prophecy where I actually earn enough for it to be a worthwhile way for me to spend my time. Now let's talk about the projections. I've got a little spreadsheet here, and I'm going to take you through exactly what's happening in the spreadsheet one by one. And what you'll see at the end is that just under $93,000 figure. And I just want to walk you through how I arrived at it. I didn't just make it up. I didn't just kind of put it down. I've got a little plan here. So first, let's talk about Lazy Trips and what I'm doing on that website and exactly what I am planning to do with it going forward. So this is the section at the top over here, and I currently have 165 articles on the website. The vast majority of these articles, almost all of them, are written by me. There's a small number that I outsourced sort of very early on. They bring almost zero traffic. I didn't know what I was doing back then. And as of about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, I started outsourcing again, although most of those articles have not actually been published. So the vast majority of these are mine. And the total number of articles there that are over 6 months, according to this, is 142. So the reason that's important is because when articles are brand new, when they're just a few days old or a few months old, they don't bring any traffic because it takes several months for Google to begin actually indexing and ranking your article and showing it in Google search. So that number of articles is the number that's important. And that's the number of articles that are actually going to be driving traffic, that are actually then going to be generating revenue. So here I have the numbers that I was showing you just earlier. I've got the $1,717 of ad revenue on Lazy Trips in the month of September. And the reason I'm using September is that's the last month that's available in full. And here I have the affiliate revenue. So I also sell some random affiliate stuff. There's a bit of Amazon on there, and there's a bit of hotels being sold through booking.com. There's some other stuff as well, but that's very, very low, mainly because nobody wants to be booking anything. People maybe are browsing, but they're not booking. And I also have very, very few articles on the website that actually have affiliate links. A tiny, tiny proportion out of this total, maybe like, I don't know, maybe 5 or maybe 7 or something like that. So it's minuscule. So it's not even really worth talking about. I am planning to increase this, which I'm going to cover in just a second. So $1,750 in total. And the numbers up here that you can see are the ad revenue per post and the affiliate revenue per post. So I'm not going to go in this and use the standard metrics that everyone uses and everyone talks about in the industry, because that's just going to make it very difficult to actually go through and follow. There's going to be much bigger tables with lots of things multiplying by each other. I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. So right now, per post on my website, I'm earning about $12 in terms of ad revenue, and I'm earning 23 cents in terms of the affiliate revenue. Now, different posts bring in different amounts of traffic, and different posts attract different profiles of people. So some earn a lot more than others. Some earn more money because they bring traffic from the US. Others don't, and they don't earn as much. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to go into the depths of that. Let's just keep it relatively simple. So what I've planned here is I've planned the process that I described in my previous video, where I am now going really hard at creating content on this. I have hired some writers already. I'm in the process of bringing a few more writers on board so that I have a steady flow of content. And I'm currently in the process, I'm literally in the middle right now of holding some interviews for VA positions so that I can have somebody that then takes the stuff that the writers are creating and puts it onto the website, does all the formatting and adding photos and custom maps and tables and anything else that needs doing and metadata and whatever, so that I can then begin producing content at scale, so that I don't have to personally be involved in every single step. I'm trying to automate this process as much as possible over the next few weeks. So my plan is that I will be able to produce 50 new articles in October. I think that's doable. Just over the last few days, I've got about 11 articles that are queued that haven't been published but have been written. So I definitely think by the end of October, 50 is probably doable, and I'm targeting about 100 a month as the going rate after October has finished. Maybe it'll be a bit higher, maybe a bit lower, but with higher quality, higher traffic articles. We'll find out. We'll see how it goes. I am just starting on this journey. I just wanted to share my plan with you, but I've baked in 100 articles per month. That sounds like a lot, but with, say, somewhere like 5 to 10 writers who are constantly writing, I think is definitely achievable. And the mix of articles will also be there. Some will be really big, some will be much shorter. So we'll see how it goes. So all I've done is I basically just then created what the total number of articles is and a little thing that tells you how many articles are going to be at that 6-month maturity mark at which point. Then I've gone and looked at my ad revenue per post and I just extrapolated it for one simple reason. So most of the content on my website at the moment, except for the more recent stuff that I've been writing, is really not particularly high quality. So a lot of it targets audiences that are not primarily US based, and audiences in the US earn considerably more in terms of ad revenue than audiences in any other part of the world. Even the UK is like an order of magnitude less money. So what I'm doing at the moment is creating a lot more content that targets audiences in the US, targets audiences in Australia, targets audiences in Canada, also the UK. I mean, these are still much better than most other parts of the world, because I'm trying to not only generate traffic, but also want to create content for people who get targeted by ad companies, and as a result, they would earn more money through the advertising part. The second thing is my content has become smarter. So the content is better structured. The content has much better sections and layout, and as a result, people are reading more of it. And the more people stay on the page, the more people want to consume this content over time, the better it will be, in the sense that people will scroll further down the page, people will read more of the stuff that I'm writing, and as a result, they will be able to go and earn more ad revenue in the process. So the combination of these two is why my ad revenue per post is growing. The last big thing is, if I go and show it to you over here, you might have noticed my RPM here is $33. And this number is much, much lower than that, even though the average post probably brings in 1 to 1,500 people out of the ones that I'm writing at the moment. And again, the reason this number is so low is because so many of my old posts are getting no traffic whatsoever. So they're not earning anything. The newer posts often are earning $50, sometimes $80 per post per month. So I've certainly learned a lot, and my recent posts are much higher. So that's why the blend has gone up quite considerably, as you can see over here. With the affiliate revenue per post, again, I currently have very, very little in the way of affiliate marketing on the website, and I'm going to be doing a lot more of that. I'm going to be recommending more hotels, I'm going to be recommending more other products through other sellers, and as a result, the affiliate revenue will go up as well. So all I'm doing here is basically saying, okay, so my ad revenue per post starts at $12 in September, and my projection is that by the time I hit October 2021, it'll be at $29, because the vast majority of posts will be like the new posts that I have on the website, which should be generating, I'm hoping, over $30 per post easily at that point per month. Same goes for affiliate revenue. I'm going to be introducing a lot more affiliate links where appropriate, where there's an appropriate place that I can recommend a product to people that they would value. I'm going to go and do that, and that's why the affiliate revenue is going to grow as well. I then have these two scalar numbers over here. Now, these scalar numbers are applicable to all the different things that I'm doing, and I just wanted to tell you exactly why they're there. So I have a seasonal scalar, and a seasonal scalar is something that applies to the travel industry as a whole. So generally, the travel industry has a peak in the summer, well, at least the kind of travel content that I produce. It has a massive down in December, like I was saying here. So this scalar is just something that will multiply my revenue numbers up and down, because in December, each post is going to earn a lot less money, and in the peak of the summer is going to earn a lot less money. I've set it to 100% in September, and I've used data roughly from previous years based on what I'm seeing to go and set that. I then have a 2020 scalar. Again, September set at 100%, but I'm expecting that with the lockdowns that are impending, with people going into various regional lockdowns, that the situation may get worse, where people are less interested in travel-based things, and as a result I have this going down and then coming back up towards the end of next year, where hopefully this thing is going to be over at some point and people will begin thinking about going traveling and begin doing all this fun stuff. So that's why I've got this scalar over here. All I'm doing then is just taking all of these and multiplying together over here. I take the number of articles that have matured that are at least 6 months old and multiplying them by the average ad revenue that they're going to get, and by the seasonal and the 2020 scalars. And I'm doing exactly the same thing over here, just with the affiliate revenue. And I'm just projecting it over here. So that's how I am planning to go from sub $2,000 a month at the moment to a mighty $51,426 in October 2021. We will see whether that's achievable. We will see how we're tracking against it. I will probably do something like maybe every month. Maybe I'll put out a video where I go and show this stuff. Maybe I won't release it every single month because people might get bored, especially people who are not particularly interested in it. We'll see. Maybe this will be something separate where I go and produce these updates somewhere else. But that is the objective. You can see that it goes very, very slowly all the way through to March. And the reason for that is the two scalars, so the seasonality and the expected lockdown, stuff like that, are likely to be impacting it over that period as the economy goes through a downturn and all of that. And I'm hoping that then come next summer, things really begin picking up. So the combination of that picking up, plus my content maturing, plus the new content coming on board, I'm hoping is going to make all that difference. Now, I also have a separate blog called just sashayanchin.com. It's just my name. .com. It hardly has anything in it. It has 25 articles that I've written. I've written about personal finance, about various basics, about knowing some things. There's very, very little on there. At the moment, it's doing nothing. It's not earning any revenue whatsoever. It just sits there just with those 25 posts. And I think last month I had like 400 or 500 visitors to the website or something. It's very, very small. It's very, very early stages. I haven't been paying any attention to it whatsoever. Now, what I'm planning to do is begin adding to this with new content. I'll probably not be able to produce the same level as I will with travel because I need to actually personally pay more attention to this. It's got my name on the website. And I also want to just produce slightly higher quality content on there because it is money related. It is important to get it right. It is important that there isn't stuff that is wrong. So it needs a lot more checking, and it needs me to be spending my time creating it rather than just outsourcing it to people. So as a result of this, I'm expecting to not really be making any money on it whatsoever. I'm expecting that the traffic will pick up sometime in late spring next year, at which point I'll put some adverts on the website once there is traffic to actually monetize. I'm expecting to be able to earn some affiliate revenue as well. I've baked in a very small amount of affiliate revenue. This may be through, recommending different products and earning affiliate revenue that way, or something else. We'll see when we get there, but it's not going to be earning a particularly large amount of money based on this. The seasonal scaler here does actually the opposite of travel. It actually peaks around the winter because people typically have issues with their finances where they want to do some research, they want to understand how to manage their credit better somewhere in December, January time. And the difference is not as great between the different months within the year. So that's why the seasonality scaler and the 2020 scaler are different, because they probably don't impact financing quite the same way. So here I'm expecting to be making just shy of $1,500 a month by that time, by October 2021. So let's jump over to YouTube. Now on YouTube, I've made $435 that I showed you earlier in September of ad revenue, and I made $61 of affiliate revenue. Most of this is through the shares. So a few of my videos, I talk about shares and investing, and I have a little link which allows the people who click the link to get a free share if they open an account and put some money into it. And I also get a free share in exchange for providing the link and the information. There's also a very small amount of Amazon sales. I'm talking minuscule, like maybe $1 or $1.50 or something like that in terms of commission from there. But in total, it's pretty small. It's not going to be a very big component of the overall revenue for my YouTube channel. Maybe it will. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out, I guess. So the projections here are based on not as much science, because I don't have the data for every single video, because YouTube works in fundamentally a very different way. It's a non-linear platform. You don't go and produce like 100 videos and get 100 times the revenue of having just one video, and 1,000 videos doesn't produce 10 times 100. There's a certain growth in terms of you reach more people and your channel grows and more people want to watch your videos. So I've based this off several other channels that I went and reviewed, and I went and looked at exactly what their stats look like, and I tried to understand, am I likely to hit different metrics and different trajectories at different points in time if I continue improving and making better videos and making more interesting videos that people actually want to watch. Anyway, so this is the projection that I've come up with. It is super, super aggressive. It is super ambitious, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to actually get somewhere near it. But I definitely think it's doable, because I've seen multiple other people do it. I've seen people go and reach much bigger numbers in shorter timescales. Let's hope we get there. So all I have here is I have a projection which grows at just about a third per month in terms of monthly views. And I feel that's probably achievable. That's probably doable. I've been growing at a much faster rate so far at the beginning of my journey. Hopefully I'll be able to reach that on average going forward. Now in the month of September, I made $11.32 over here in RPM. It says 33. I don't know. I just divided the total revenue by the monthly views. And I've made a bit of affiliate revenue over here as well, and I've calculated that over here as well. So this is per 1,000 views, if you like, how much money I'm making from YouTube. Now what I've done is I've presumed that my ad revenue is actually going to grow, because it has been growing recently, and I think there's two separate reasons for that. First, I'm producing videos that are more targeted to the financial services sector, and advertisers are beginning to recognize that, and more people want to get in front of the audience that I'm building. And as a result, I've got this kind of pull factor of people having more competition to be in front of my audience. And as my channel grows, I'm hoping that will continue and grow. The second is I'm realizing what videos actually work better for my audience, which videos people are more interested in, which videos attract the kind of people who are interested in my other videos. And as a result, I have a more targeted audience that is building over time, and that should yield higher revenues going forward, because more and more of my audience is actually subscribed to my channel as opposed to not and just randomly clicked on my video. More and more of my audience is generally interested in financial services products, and as a result I can show them more videos about financial services products. It's not a huge amount of growth. I'm predicting that it's going to be just $15, you know, higher than it is now, but not something crazy by the end of October 2021. And I've got some affiliate growth in there as well. I've had $1.59 in September, and I'm projecting that I'm going to reach somewhere around the $2.50 mark over the next year. So as a result of those numbers, just multiplying them together, as simple as that. I'm not putting in any scalars here because YouTube works in a very different way to how blogs work. I've predicted that I'm going to be able to make over $33,000 by the end of October 2021. This is incredibly ambitious. I think this number is even more ambitious than the blog number, because in the blog number, I'm actually using data that I know, data that I think I can replicate, and data from actual stuff that is working. Here, I have a lot less confidence around it, but we'll see. Maybe we'll smash that number. Maybe it's going to be way higher. If you're interested whether I'm going to reach that number, go and subscribe to this channel right now. I will tell you exactly how I'm doing or not doing, exactly how I am doing against this projection, and I will show you all the numbers in between and exactly what I'm doing. So go and subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications every time one of those videos comes out. Thank you so much. Anyway, what is this thing, this TBC online business that I've got over here? So I mentioned in some of the comments, maybe one or two of you have seen that I have this ambition in the long run to produce a second channel where I'm able to teach people how to build an online business. I've built lots of online businesses in the past that are very different to this content business that I'm talking about in this video. And I'm planning to do something similar here, where I want to utilize the skills, the knowledge, and the background that I have in building those other businesses for other people as a consultant or working in companies for myself. And so what I want to do is to basically build a course where I'm able to go and educate people on this in a lot of depth, but also produce a lot of free content, lots of free YouTube videos, lots of stuff where I go and talk about some of the individual concepts. I was thinking whether I can produce a course and put it on YouTube, but I think the structure of YouTube just doesn't really work. I won't be able to, I know there's playlists, I know there's all of that, but I won't be able to produce the amount of in-depth content that is structured in the right way, so I'll probably have to do that separately. But anyway, so I want to produce a second channel, and I'm thinking that if I get all my ducks aligned and I begin producing the content for Lazy Trips in the semi-automated way, and I get really good at making this video stuff over the next 3 months, that hopefully maybe I'll be able to upload the first video sometime in November to that channel. Maybe, hypothetically, based on my thinking right now. And over the first few months, I've projected roughly the same rate of growth as what I've been having on my current channel. Maybe it'll be slightly better. Maybe my current channel will actually send some people over. Maybe it'll be worse because nobody actually wants to know about this. People just want to know about personal finance. People want to know about bank accounts and credit cards. That's certainly the most popular content on my current channel by far. So maybe this won't be of interest to people. I don't know. I'm projecting that I'll be able to monetize it within the same sort of time scales, like 5 months or so. And I'm projecting a much lower rate of ad revenue because I don't know. I don't know if this type of content is paid better. Maybe it's paid much less. I don't know. I'm being sort of like middle of the road and conservative on it. Same for affiliate revenue. I don't know what I'm going to be recommending in this, but hopefully there'll be something in there. And what I've done is I've gone and multiplied them together, and here I'm saying that maybe if I do what I'm planning to do with this, maybe say in June next year, I'll actually be able to launch this course, and maybe a small number of people will be able to buy that course to go and build their own online business to help them out. and I'm projecting, you know, relatively low monthly sales volumes over here for a grand total of just under $7,000 per month. It could be that I release this course much earlier if time allows, if I'm able to actually put the right processes in place for me to be able to get there. It depends how my other things go, because the other things need to go well in order for me to have the confidence to be able to spend more money on actually, you know, creating the course and hiring editors for it, because there's no way I'll be able to do it just by myself. It takes me way too long to edit these videos and do all of that processing. So I need to just see how the other things go. But let's look at the totals. So this is basically just me plugging in from the other tabs what all of this is looking like. So over here you can see I've got the 4 lines. I've got my blogs, I've got my YouTube channels, and I've just added them up. So as you can see, the projections are relatively low through the winter. They begin picking up in March. That's sort of March to May is sort of in my thinking the time when I am going to begin knowing if this stuff is working, if this thing is on the right trajectory, if I'm doing the right thing, or if I need to change tack, if I need to do something quite different in order to go and reach these numbers. And you can see that just simply the sum of all the things that I was just describing and explaining to you bottom up, the sum of these things begins really accelerating through the summer of next year. And my hope is that when I come to October 2021, to the end of October, so 1 year from now, is that I'm hitting $92,900 in revenue. Do you think it's doable? Do you think it's possible? You've heard exactly what I've had to say, exactly how I'm planning to get there. Tell me in the comments below. If you think it's completely not doable, make sure you go and leave a comment and explain exactly where you think I'm going to fail. If you want to support me, if you want to help me get there, if you want to watch me get there, subscribe to this channel like I just said, and make sure you like this video so that I can then go and reach more people with this video, and then I will reference this video going forward and I will tell you exactly how I'm doing against it. Make sure you go and hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.